So we're getting ready for a meat and meat products distribution manager interview.
Okay.
And we're going to use RoleCatcher's career and interview guides to really help you stand out.
Sounds good.
These are going to be like your cheat sheets for interview success.
Yeah, and what's fascinating is how RoleCatcher gives you more than just like general advice. It really digs into the specifics of what a meat and meat products distribution manager actually does.
Right, so it's more than just moving meat around.
Yeah, it's more than moving boxes of meat around.
What are some of the things that I should know?
Well, it's a fast-paced world.
Okay.
So being adaptable and a strong problem solver is really key. Think about logistics, managing inventory, keeping those supplier relationships strong.
Got it.
And of course, ensuring that all those products stay fresh.
Okay, so big picture, but also you need to have a sharp eye for detail.
Right, and meeting those quality and safety standards.
Let's jump into some common interview questions then.
Okay.
Can you describe your experience in the meat and meat products industry?
Don't just give a generic answer like, I worked in distribution. You want to use specifics.
Okay.
Talk about your roles, the companies, what you learned. Even internships or related education count.
Okay.
The key is showing how your experience connects to the skills this role needs.
So weaving in those core skills that the guide mentions,
Yes.
like monitoring performance, critical thinking, active listening.
Exactly. And remember the power of a good story, a time that you streamlined a process.
Oh, yeah.
Or you solved a tricky logistics problem, or maybe went above and beyond for a customer.
Yeah, make it memorable.
Make it memorable.
Okay, next question. How do you ensure the timely delivery of meat and meat products to customers?
Okay, so this is really about your logistics expertise.
That's what I was thinking.
This is your chance to show that you're a master of getting things where they need to be, when they need to be there, and in perfect condition.
Right.
Talk about inventory systems delivery, scheduling your relationships with transportation companies.
Right.
Anything that shows you understand the complexities of the supply chain.
What about when they ask about those problems that pop up?
Right.
Like delays weather or sudden changes in demand?
So everyone loves a problem solver.
Right.
So be prepared to show off your problem-solving skills.
Got it.
And remember that detail from the career guide about how technology is changing the game? If you've used any advanced tracking or logistics software, definitely mention it.
Good point. Okay, this next one's about leadership.
Yeah.
Can you describe your experience in managing a team of meat distribution employees?
So think about your management style.
Okay.
How do you motivate and communicate with your team? Again, specific examples are gold here.
Yep.
Maybe you resolved a conflict, delegated tasks effectively, or helped your team achieve a challenging goal.
And even if I haven't been a full-blown manager, I can draw on experiences from mentoring, training, or leading a project.
Exactly. Show them you've got that leadership potential regardless of your official title.
The guide talks about all those different career stages.
Yeah.
So even early in your career, you're probably picking up leadership skills.
Exactly.
Okay, this next question is important. How do you stay current with industry trends and regulations related to the meat and meat products industry?
So you're not just punching the clock. You're genuinely interested in this field.
I'm a lifelong learner.
Exactly.
I'm attending trade publications, conferences, maybe professional organizations I've joined.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Showing that you're aware of those trends will make you stand out. It demonstrates that you're a lifelong learner and someone who's thinking about the future of the industry.
And the guide mentioned the rise of plant-based alternatives and sustainable sourcing.
Right. Those are hot topics.
Okay, so those seem like good things to bring up.
Yeah.
Okay, we've hit on some of the big ones,
Yeah.
but there are tons of other questions covered in RoleCatcher's guide. It's not just about the questions themselves,
Okay.
but also the approach and the insights into what the interviewer is actually looking for. For example, one question they highlight is, can you describe your experience in developing and implementing quality control measures for meat and meat products?
So this one is all about safety and quality.
Okay.
And those high standards are non-negotiable. You'll want to demonstrate a solid understanding of industry regulations, your attention to detail, and your ability to implement quality control procedures across the entire supply chain.
So I could discuss things like developing and implementing quality control protocols,
Right.
conducting inspections, and maybe even training team members on proper handling and storage procedures.
Think about specific examples.
Yeah, okay.
Like a time you implemented a new tracking system that improved traceability.
Got it.
Or identified a potential contamination risk and took steps to address it.
What?
And remember, any certifications or accreditations you have can really showcase your commitment to quality.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly to the question. Can you describe your experience in managing relationships with customers and suppliers in the meat and meat products industry?
So this one's all about building those strong collaborative relationships that are so crucial in the meat industry.
Right.
Share specific examples of resolving conflicts, negotiating favorable terms, or even going above and beyond to meet their needs. The guide emphasizes the importance of understanding both the customer and supplier perspectives.
So it's not just about pushing my agenda,
Right.
but building those win-win solutions.
Exactly.
Showing I can navigate those complex dynamics.
Right.
Okay, one more question to round out this section. Can you describe your experience in implementing new technology or processes related to meat and meat products distribution?
Think about any instance where you've implemented new software, adopted new tracking systems, or even just found ways to streamline existing processes.
Got it.
It's about being a forward thinker and highlighting your adaptability.
So maybe a time when I played a key role in integrating a new inventory management system.
Right.
Or maybe I helped bring in a more sustainable packaging solution. Even if I haven't been involved in a major overhaul.
Yeah.
It's still important to show that I'm open to new ideas and adaptable to the changing landscape.
Exactly. And don't forget, the guide also emphasizes the importance of communicating the benefits of new technologies to your team.
Okay.
It's one thing to implement change,
Right.
but being able to explain it clearly and get buy-in from those impacted is crucial.
Okay, so we've covered a few key questions.
Right.
But the RoleCatcher guide has so much more. They cover pitfalls to avoid insights into what the interviewer is looking for.
Okay.
And even sample answers to help you get started.
It's like having a secret weapon for your job search.
Now let's switch gears for a moment and talk about RoleCatcher's secret weapon.
Okay.
They're AI-powered tools
Right.
that can take your interview prep to a whole new level. Remember all those specific details and experiences we've been talking about?
Yes.
Well, RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you weave those into your resume and cover letter,
Right.
tailoring them to each specific job you apply for.
Exactly. It's like having a pro resume writer at your fingertips.
Wow.
It analyzes job descriptions, identifies those key skills, and suggests how to incorporate them into your application.
That's amazing.
And it can even help you identify any skill gaps you might have.
Okay.
So you can work on strengthening those areas.
So not only does RoleCatcher provide great interview guidance, but it also gives you the tools to really put that guidance into action.
It's an all-in-one solution
Right.
that can make a real difference in your job search.
Okay, we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive.
Okay.
But before we move on, I want to touch on a few broader career insights from the guide.
Yeah.
It outlines potential career paths from an entry-level assistant all the way up to a senior specialist.
Right, and seeing those steps can be incredibly motivating. And the guide also dives into the importance of continuous learning.
Okay.
Stay up to date with industry publications, attend conferences, and even consider those extra certifications to really stand out.
It's all about showing those potential employers
Right.
that you're committed to your own growth and staying at the forefront of this industry.
And remember, all of this information and more is available in RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Now, as we move into part 2,
Okay.
think about those professional organizations mentioned in the guide, like the National Freight Transportation Association.
Okay.
Joining one can be a great way to network, learn from others, and show your commitment to this industry.
It's a fantastic way to demonstrate that you're not just looking for a job, but you're looking to build a career in this field.
Stay tuned for part 2,
Right.
where we'll tackle even more interview questions
Okay.
and explore those valuable insights from RoleCatcher.
Sounds good. Welcome back to our deep dive into prepping for that meat and meat products distribution manager interview.
We're still exploring those tough questions and showing you how to impress those hiring managers.
That's right, and we're going to keep using RoleCatcher to help us do that.
With the help of RoleCatcher's amazing resources.
And remember, you can find all of this for free on RoleCatcher's website.
Okay, let's jump right back into those interview questions.
Okay?
How about this one? Can you describe your experience in managing risk related to meat and meat products distribution?
So this question gets at something really crucial in this industry, risk management.
Right.
You're dealing with perishable goods, complex regulations, and a constantly changing market.
So they're not just looking for someone who can, like, move products around.
Right.
They want someone who can anticipate problems and come up with solutions.
I think about the types of risks you've encountered in your experience. Spoilage, contamination, transportation disruptions, fluctuating prices. These are all things that a meat and meat products distribution manager needs to be prepared for.
So if I've developed contingency plans,
Right.
implemented safety protocols, or negotiated contracts that minimize financial risks, those are all things I should highlight.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And don't forget about the importance of staying calm under pressure. Interviewers want to see that you can make sound decisions when those unexpected challenges pop up.
Okay, so I should be prepared to share specific examples of how I've handled risky situations in the past.
Yes.
Maybe a time I had to quickly reroute a shipment due to a weather event.
Right.
Or maybe when I spotted a potential quality issue and took steps to contain it.
Those are great examples. And even if things didn't go perfectly smoothly every time, it's okay to talk about what you learned from those experiences. It shows that you're always striving to improve.
Now, the guide also mentions the importance of staying updated on industry regulations and best practices related to risk management. Things like HACCP and BRC certifications.
Right. Those certifications can really showcase your knowledge and commitment to maintaining those high standards. And it shows that you're proactive about keeping up with the latest developments in food safety.
Okay, let's shift gears to a question that focuses on another crucial skill. Can you describe your experience in negotiating contracts with suppliers and customers?
So this question is all about your communication and negotiation skills.
Got it.
They want to see that you can advocate for your company's best interests while building and maintaining those all-important relationships with suppliers and customers.
So it's about finding that balance between being assertive and being diplomatic.
Right.
Knowing when to push and when to compromise.
Exactly. Give them concrete examples of times you've successfully negotiated contracts. Highlighting your ability to find solutions that benefit everyone involved.
And the guide cautions against being too vague or using overly aggressive language.
Right. It's more about collaboration than confrontation.
Right.
You want to come across as someone who's reasonable, fair, and focused on building win-win partnerships.
Okay, let's move on to a question that touches on your financial expertise. Can you describe your experience in managing budgets related to meat and meat products distribution?
This one is all about demonstrating your understanding of the financial side of the business. Have you developed budgets in the past, managed expenses, analyzed financial data to identify areas for improvement?
So I should showcase my experience with budget planning, allocation, and tracking.
Exactly.
Maybe using examples of how I reduced transportation costs or implemented a new inventory system that saved the company money.
Right. But be careful not to get bogged down in technical jargon or overly complex details. You want to keep it clear and concise for the hiring manager.
Okay, one more question from the guide that I think is really interesting. How would you approach training and developing a team of meat distribution employees?
So this question dives into your leadership style and your ability to foster a culture of learning and growth within your team.
They want to see that you're invested in your employees' development. You have a clear vision for how to help them succeed.
So I should talk about my approach to training, mentoring, and providing feedback.
Right.
Maybe I can share examples of how I've helped team members acquire new skills or advance their careers.
Exactly. And think about the specific challenges and opportunities that are unique to the meat distribution industry. What are some of the key skills and knowledge areas that new employees need to develop?
Things like food safety protocols,
Right.
cold chain management, inventory control, and understanding the flow of the supply chain. Those are all critical.
And remember, training isn't just a one-time event.
Right.
It's an ongoing process. Talk about how you would create a culture of continuous learning and development within your team.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here with those interview questions.
Yes, we have.
But I want to circle back to something we talked about earlier. Role catchers, incredible AI-powered tools.
Can you remind me how those can help with interview prep?
Of course. So we mentioned how RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and suggest ways to tailor your resume and cover letter.
Right.
But it goes beyond that.
Okay.
It can actually analyze your practice interview answers and give you personalized feedback.
Wait, So I can record myself answering these questions,
Mm-hmm.
and the AI will tell me how I'm doing.
Exactly. It's like having a personal interview coach
Wow.
right in your pocket.
Mm.
The AI looks at your delivery content,
Mm-hmm.
even things like your pacing and tone of voice.
Okay.
They can suggest different phrasing
Mm-hmm.
or point out areas where you might need to elaborate
Got it.
or provide more specific examples.
That sounds incredibly helpful, especially for someone like me who gets a little nervous during interviews.
Sure.
Knowing that I can practice and get feedback beforehand, it would definitely boost my confidence.
It's all about helping you put your best foot forward
Mm-hmm.
and make a lasting impression on those hiring managers. And the best part is you can practice as much as you need to
Okay.
until you feel completely ready.
Okay, we've talked about a lot of practical tips and strategies for acing those interview questions.
Right.
But what about the bigger picture?
Yeah.
What are some key insights from RoleCatcher's Career Guide
Mhm.
that can help me stand out in this field?
One thing that really stands out is the emphasis on continuous learning and professional development.
Right, it's not just about landing the job.
Right.
It's about staying ahead of the curve
Mm-hmm.
and showing potential employers that you're committed to lifelong learning.
And don't forget about the power of networking.
Okay.
The guide suggests attending industry events
Mm-hmm.
and joining professional organizations like the North American Meat Institute or the National Provisioner.
Joining a professional organization is a great way to connect with other professionals, learn from their experiences, and stay informed about job opportunities.
It's all about building those connections
Mm.
and demonstrating your commitment to the industry. And it shows those potential employers that you're not just looking for a job, but
Yeah.
you're looking to build a career in this field.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this second part of our deep dive,
Yes, we have.
but there's still more to explore.
Mm-hmm.
In the final part, we'll wrap up with one more crucial interview question
Right?
and discuss those additional resources and tips from RoleCatcher that can help you land that dream job. Stay tuned.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the world of meat and meat products distribution management.
We've really covered a lot of ground so far, haven't we?
Yeah, we've unpacked those core responsibilities, tackled some tough interview questions, and even explored how RoleCatcher's AI can give you that extra edge in your job search.
Right. It's like having a secret weapon.
It is. And we have one last question from RoleCatcher's interview guide to explore, and I think it's a big one.
Okay, let's hear it.
Can you provide an example of a time you had to make a difficult decision related to meat and meat products distribution? What was the situation and how did you handle it?
This one is all about, showcasing your problem-solving skills, your judgment, your ability to think critically under pressure.
Right. They want to see I can handle those tough situations.
Exactly. They want to see that you can weigh the different options, consider those potential consequences, and ultimately make a decision that's in the best interests of the company, your team, and, of course, the consumer.
Right. So I should be prepared to walk them through a specific situation, outlining the problem, the options. I considered the rationale behind my final decision.
Exactly. Choose an example that demonstrates your ability to analyze a complex situation, gather that relevant information, and make a decision that aligns with industry best practices and those safety regulations.
So maybe a time when I had to decide whether to reject a shipment of product that didn't meet quality standards, or perhaps a situation where I had to make a tough call about adjusting delivery routes due to unforeseen circumstances.
Those are great examples, and remember to highlight those positive outcomes. Of your decision, did you prevent a potential safety hazard? Did you minimize financial losses? Did you strengthen a customer relationship?
So it's not just about showing I can make the tough calls, but also about highlighting the positive impact
Exactly.
of my decision-making skills.
Right.
Okay.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to touch on a few key takeaways from RoleCatcher's Career Guide that can really help you excel in this field. One thing that stood out to me was the importance of building a strong professional network.
Right. The guide suggests attending industry events and joining professional organizations.
Like the North American Meat Institute or the National Provisioner. These organizations offer incredible opportunities to connect with other professionals, learn about the latest industry trends, and even discover potential job openings.
So it's all about expanding my horizons, building those valuable relationships, and demonstrating my commitment to the meat and meat products industry.
Exactly. And the guy also emphasizes the importance of staying up to date with the latest technology and innovations. This industry is constantly evolving,
Right.
and those who embrace those new technologies will have a definite advantage.
Makes sense.
Whether it's advanced tracking systems, automated warehouse solutions, or data analytics tools, being comfortable with technology is essential.
And RoleCatcher's AI-powered tools can help us stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
We've talked about how their AI can analyze job descriptions and provide personalized feedback on our interview answers.
Right, and these tools can really make a difference in your job search,
Mhm.
helping you stand out from the competition and present yourself as a tech-savvy professional.
It's like having a personal career coach and a tech expert all rolled into one.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From understanding the core responsibilities of a meet-and-meet products distribution manager to mastering those tricky interview questions.
We really have.
And we've seen how RoleCatcher's resources and AI tools can be invaluable assets in our job search journey.
They're really amazing tools.
So as we wrap things up, I want to leave you with this. The meat products industry is a vital part of our food system, and the role of a distribution manager is crucial to ensuring that those products reach consumers safely and efficiently.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's a challenging but rewarding field, and with the right preparation and resources, you can build a successful and fulfilling career.
You got this.
So go out there, embrace those challenges, leverage the incredible resources from RoleCatcher, and make your mark on this dynamic and essential industry. Good luck.